we'll go through and find the best way to allocate a portfolio. Because when you allocate a portfolio, it's not just about adding the best assets, right? Because one thing, what we currently don't have now in the indices that we're basically adding is, let's say you have two assets, right, that both have good grades, right? As opposed to having the top 10 cryptocurrencies, you also want to have assets that bring the correlation of the portfolio to basically be neutral, right? Meaning that you want to have a correlation of 0, ideally, because you don't want to have two assets in the portfolio that have the same correlation, because it's basically having like the same asset, meaning that they both move in the same direction at the same time, right, with the same frequency. For example, let's say you have Ethereum in your portfolio, and let's say for some reason our indices rate Ethereum Classic very highly, right? Having both in the portfolio would probably not make sense, because Ethereum Classic probably has a good correlation to Ethereum. Let me take a look here, actually. Let me see. Yeah, so if we pull up Ethereum on Token Metrics, so let's say Ethereum is in the index, and we go to correlation here. So at the moment, BOTX, GNO, which is I think Gnosis, and FTT, that's FTX token, right? So basically, it's saying if you have Ethereum in the portfolio, right, it makes no sense to also have FTT and Gnosis and even Zcash, right? Even though Zcash was rated highly, for example, like in our quant grade here, right? Zcash is number 4, right? But if you already have Ethereum, it makes no sense to have Zcash, because Zcash is strongly correlated to Ethereum, right? So you aren't really benefiting too much from having Zcash. A better move would be to have a different cryptocurrency that is also highly ranked based on its grade, but has the opposite correlation of Ethereum, right? Because then you're really maximizing your portfolio, because if Ethereum were to crash, you would have a cryptocurrency that moves the opposite of Ethereum, right? Let's say like Pax Gold, right? Pax Gold. So let me see if there's any cryptocurrency here that has the opposite correlation. So none of these are pretty big in terms of trading volume. Okay, I'm seeing BZT. What is BZT? Okay, yeah, that one has no volume at all, and probably not a good grade. But let's try Pax Gold, because gold typically typically has the opposite correlation with most of crypto, right? So if we go to Pax Gold, okay, yeah, I'm not seeing much here, but anyway, but in general, you want something that has a very low correlation, right? So in this case, if you had Pax Gold, probably just doesn't make sense to also have any of this, right? So let's try Polkadot. So let's see what coins have a correlation with Polkadot. So at this point, we have XIO, Aleph, Dia, which is an oracle, right? So CRV, which is Curve Finance. So if you have Polkadot, probably not the best move to have any of these other coins, because they also have a close correlation, right? So you want to have a portfolio that has neutral correlation across the board, right? So that's kind of the issue with market cap weighted portfolios, right? So kind of like what was it? Like, this is a good start. The DeFi Pulse Index is definitely a good start. Don't get me wrong, all these are good assets, but in terms of how they allocate it, we think it can be more efficient, right? And basically something that falls across the efficient frontier. And that's what our quant team has been researching. And we hope to have that to you guys, to our customers, soon, right? Hopefully by the end of the month or as late as early next month, right? And this, we think, will be it's basically building the perfect allocation of the portfolio based on going through lots of different, probably hundreds of thousands of simulations, right? Depends on the portfolio size, but it goes through and finds the ideal weights based on mathematics, and it's pretty powerful, right? This kind of what Wall Street leverages and what the top institutions use, and we think bringing that to crypto is much needed in the space.